All right, man. This is the 111 show. Make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe, and hit that bell. Don't miss no posts. We gonna be bringing out clips. We gonna have a full length pod. I'm gonna have shorts, as y'all have seen. We gonna keep churning them out, you know. But if y'all like, comment, and subscribe, it help the channel grow. It don't cost you nothing, and it's easy to do. So y'all go ahead, do that for me before we tap into this. But right now, we're gonna talk about these Lions. Now, they've
Yeah.
been making waves in the offseason up until this point. You know what I'm saying? Jamal Williams gone. They ain't want to pay dog. Bring in some more DBs because, that was a problem. And then, you know what I'm saying? Now we got, it looked like they was coming into the season strong. But Jameson Williams, along with another five players, violated the gambling policy. And Quentin Cephas and CJ Moore have been suspended indefinitely for betting on NFL games. So it looked like they ain't learned
Goofy.
nothing. They ain't learned nothing from bro.
From Ridley. Yeah. Goofy.
Nothing. So I'm like,
All right, Melvin. So
uh,
I got a question, bro. Did you read the article and see what they explained? Like, so what were they betting on? Was it straight money lines for NFL games or what? What happened?
it says NFL games, but it said they did a investigation. Um, the commander said they released a statement saying they were aware of his suspension, and the commanders have fully cooperated. And then Jameson Williams said he's taking responsibility for his actions. Um, yeah, man, but that's about it for what it say about it. I mean, yeah, that's
All
about
that
it.
money they getting, all that money they getting, man, and they can't just hold it down for just a little bit. You know what I mean? Like you already got the bread in your account, man. Let the average Joes handle the gambling,
Let
dude.
us do that. Thank you.
Please let me
Do
let me
that.
lose my money.
Be the professional.
But there,
Bro, I'm trying to hit a ticket, right? I'm trying to get a ticket to get where y'all
yeah, I'm
at.
trying to get like
I'm
you,
trying to
my
get
boy.
right to sit in your seat. And y'all out here betting $1,500 parlays, man.
Like that ain't
With
even
all this to lose.
that's pennies to the contracts that y'all
Penny.
getting nowadays. It ain't like you a practice squad dude. Yeah, like Jameson Williams, first round pick.
Yeah. See, JMO, honestly, Jameson Williams is like probably the only dude I care about in this scandal. And it's just like, bro, everybody's talking about how fire the Lions offense about to be next year, and you're one of the key parts, the key points to everybody's argument why the Lions offense is going to be so good. And now, just like last year, you out for the start of the year, the first half of the year, and you see what happened last year. Them boys came out and started 1-6, and now you suspended for the first 6 weeks.
6 games
Now
down the
it could
drain.
get appealed. Six games, yep, down the drain. It could get appealed. I don't know if it will, and if they'll find success in that. Most likely not. Not a chance. But it's just dumb, bro. It's stupid.
The risk reward for me is dumb, but it kind of show that human factor for them that they still is just like us. They just put the pads on Sunday.
They shouldn't be. They shouldn't be. They should not try
Not
to
at
be
all.
just like us, bro.
Not at all. Some of their accounts hitting on 6, 7 figures. Why would they want to be like us? Like you know what I mean? Like
Right?
you know what I mean? They want to bet on the games because they know what's gonna happen. You know, we all know it's
Scripted.
scripted, right?
Yeah. Bet the script.
So
Bet the script.
they trying to put some extra cheese in their pocket for what? How about you work on getting that extra incentive that's in your contract? Gamble on that. Gamble on
Right.
that, dude.
Bet on you. Bet on yourself. Get in that bag.
Yeah, bro. And then the next thing up, we got, of course, LeBron brushes off the Dylan Brooks remarks. He said he was old. Posted about it earlier this week, but he said the king is old. Well, he is old, and he dunked on y'all
Yep.
depoy the first game,
Yeah.
and he ain't give me 40. Who is you to him? You think he ain't seen a million Dylan Brooks in these last 20 years, bro? He don't care. He don't care, dog. You trying to get
Why would
clout off
Bron
this
waste
man back.
40 on you? Bron not wasting a 40 ball on you.
It's like because I started to see because I was seeing Dylan Brooks on my timeline like every day for some odd reason. ESPN kept posting them, but he started getting positive. Like the press, it seemed like somebody told him, "Hey, people starting to like you because they've been seeing you so much. Say something stupid, please." And he get up there and you know what I'm saying. Well, LeBron will give me 40. He averaging 25, 8 and 8, darn near triple double on you, bro. What do you mean?
Yeah.
He like
It's like he subscribed to like the Hollywood thoughts where no publicity is bad publicity. Keep them talking about you. Stay relevant. Stay in the news. Stay on the tabloids. No, this ain't that. This is not that. Stop poking the bear, bro. This is the issue. This is what makes me mad, right? This is what grinds my gears. We just had a Grand Rapids boy, Xavier Tillman, go off on the Lakers and win the game. What do you have? 20, 19,
yeah,
something like
20
that?
and 12.
22? 20 and 12, bro. And we're sitting here talking about Dylan Brooks because we have to. Because he made us talk about him. Bro, that just gets on my
I don't
nerves,
know
though.
exactly, but I
Because
think
we
he was
should
like he had like 12 points or 14 points on something like 14 shots.
weak sauce.
Yeah, bro. Like, come on now. Like, nah.
Now, this is another thing before you cook him, Caleb. I understand that some people in the league have to do this type of stuff to survive, right? Like the Grizzlies can find any ball player, right, that could come and fill in Dylan Brooks minutes. But what Dylan Brooks brings to the Grizz is that attitude, that swagger, that fearlessness, quote unquote,
Irrational
fearlessness,
confidence.
right? The irrational confidence that y'all could bring into any arena. And I guess it does kind of help, the team settle in and not be scared, not play scared. Maybe it does, maybe it doesn't. I don't know. But yeah, bro.
Le-
Dylan Brooks is
LeBron said he not here for the
he's
BS.
real hater.
Hey man, Dylan Brooks is funny. He a funny dude, bruh. And the reason I say that is because he low key still want to be like Draymond. You
Yeah.
remember he brought up that old article where he was idolizing Draymond for what he do and what he do with the Warriors?
Yeah.
That's literally he turning that around, making that into himself. Now he don't like Draymond. Now he say he could guard, Bron, or Bron can't do this to him, whatever, this and that. But that's all what Draymond said when Golden State and the Cavs had their little 4 or 5 year feud in the finals. That's literally word for word what Draymond was saying. And that's why Draymond is still relevant to this day because of all the trash talk, everything about how, nobody can score on him, defensive player of the year, all of that. Until Dylan Brooks get a defensive player of the year,
It's not
I don't
happening.
care. I don't care what he's saying. But he's a closeted fan of Draymond Green for sure.
And this is another thing. Like it's almost like Dylan Brooks want Brown to make him famous. Like
He clout
I
chasing,
remember
bro.
back in Cloud Chasing. What was that? 2016, I believe, was the series, the year where Draymond was calling out Brown, and Brown came out there and gave him 42, 12, and 8 the next day or whatever. And that meme, like that whole sequence, that 2 day sequence, lives on in Twitter history forever, and it always gets brought up. And Dylan Brooks, I feel like he just want to be made famous, bro.
Why
Like,
we on the Grizzlies though? Why we on the Grizzlies? I mean, hearing bubblings, specifically Colin Cowherd saying Ja Morant is making. In so many words, he said that Ja Morant is not attributed to them winning, and the Grizzlies are fine without Ja. Even he said they're better. He said they straight up better without Ja. He's a highlight reel player. He's a great offensive player, a great athlete. That's how he described him. Now, me personally, I think Ja is more than that to the Grizzlies. Yes, he's athletic, so he's gonna make highlight plays, but his athleticism helps him on the defensive end too. And to say that they better without Ja is kind of crazy. I mean, everybody in the NBA is good; they're there for a reason. But that Grizzlies team is not brought back into prominence without Ja Morant.
I agree, bro. It's like Ja really is. He embodies the spirit of the Grizz, Memphis, grit and grind, and he the one that really put them back on the map. Um, in his first playoff game, I remember, bro dropping like 40, 50 balls, and just letting people know, all right, we here for it. We the new hot, young, up and coming team, and for him to say that they're better without Ja, trying to quote the Ewing theory, so to speak, I feel like it's absurd, bro. Like if you look at their record, yeah, they played 50 games without Ja, and they got a winning percentage or a winning win percentage. But if you're in a playoff game, what it most likely comes down to in a playoff game, playoff series, is you got to have somebody you can trust and go to at the end of a game, bro. If it's a tight game, you need that game changing player that can take you over the top. And Ja is the only one on Memphis. He's the only true X factor that they have. So that's a wild statement.
Hey, here's my analogy to it. Ja Morant is like the David Ruffin for the Memphis Grizzlies. When Ja Morant playing, it's Ja Morant and the Grizzlies.
Yeah,
Without him, it's just the Grizzlies.
right.
So that's what I think he brings to
So
them.
ain't nobody come to
David
see you,
Ruffin
Otis
was
or Dylan.
exactly, exactly. I love the team that's the Memphis Grizzlies got. Like they got the
Yeah,
Michigan State guys that I pay attention to. They got a few good guards that I like that come off the bench behind Ja. But when we watching the Grizzlies today, we going to watch Ja Morant and the Memphis Grizzlies. We're not going to watch the Grizzlies without Ja Morant. So
That
absolutely.
team
Ja's
was
they
built
David Ruffin.
around Ja. Like nobody builds teams around role players. The team is built around Ja. They had plenty shooters. They put a paint presence there for him to throw lobs to, for him to dish to. A Desmond Bain is there for him to kick it out to. You know what I'm saying? I mean, Desmond Bain was, you know what I'm saying, the primary shooter. Then you got Dylan Brooks, which is whatever he is. You know what I'm saying? He's supposed to be a defensive stopper. You know what I'm saying? But he was there before.
He got worse over
He was
the
there
years.
before Ja got
Yeah,
drafted.
He was
So
supposed to be a shooter. He was supposed to be a shooter. He got worse over the
yeah.
years, just like Draymond when he came out of college. That's what I
He
said.
was
Like
and he was shooting
Dylan
in
Brooks is
college
like a
though. Him and
reflection
him
of
and Lonzo
Draymond.
Ball's going back and forth.
I know exactly. So when he came to the league, he was supposed to be a shooter, and he got worse.
Yeah, I don't know.
yeah. He stole Draymond whole flow, bar for bar.
Literally, bar for bar. That's what I'm saying. Like he's a closeted fan. He see what Draymond did. Now he want to do it because that's going to keep him relevant. And the Memphis Grizzlies probably going to extend him a contract because now he they villain, but also their hero at the same time.
All right, but on another
And
note,
Draymond,
did y'all see that Nets 76ers game? Nick Claxton catch a lob, booms on Embiid,
Hey,
tried to do the
go
AI
ahead, go
step
ahead.
over. Embiid, you know what I'm saying? Falcon kick him, launch Nick Claxton. He dropped Nick Claxton. And then he get later on
Yeah,
down the game, he make a face at Embiid and he get ejected. And then they do a makeup call for Harden saying he swiped at Royce O'Neal, and they boot Harden out the game for a move he always
no,
does.
hey, that'll be a clip to stitch to the TikTok right there because I ain't seen that one yet. I
Oh,
ain't
you ain't
seen.
see it, bro?
I did not see it. No.
Speaking of a team built around role players, what you just say, Melly? They don't build teams around role players. Well, the Nets are that right now, and we all know why. It's because Katie and Kyrie out of there. But they just a squad full of role players, and them boys going balls to the wall. And Embiid got banged though. Yeah, he did. But if you decide to walk over somebody, right? If you decide to step over a man while he on the ground, you deserve whatever's coming to you, and you got to be ready for whatever's coming to
I'll
you.
say that's more egregious than the Draymond step because he went out of his way to kick him
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Usually when somebody do that to
yeah.
you, like I done seen it a million times on the field. Somebody trying to walk over you and the other person like raise up immediately and they
Mm-hmm.
lift you up off your feet because who you stepping over, boy?
Right. And I feel like it's crazy too because the refs are like kicking people out the game in a pivotal game 3, right? Game 3 for. I mean, it's not like the Nets are gonna win this series, but they could have won that game and probably should have won that
Definitely could
game.
have.
And they're kicking Claxton out because of a meme, mug.
He went
Come on, bro.
and the ref teed him up
Yeah,
and Joel Embiid already knew he was getting kicked out, so he running down the court going like this. So I'm like, man,
yeah,
that's soft, dog. Like at least you know what I'm saying. The game was just getting good. Like the Nets, they was going back and forth. Claxton scored a
yep.
couple buckets. You know what I'm saying. The momentum, and then the ref they just shoot down all of the momentum. And
Instantly, it's like ain't nobody pay to come see the refs,
nobody came
man.
to see
Like,
our ref.
let them boys play. It's the playoffs. Let
I
them
want to see
boys play.
everybody in the game.
And Harden's foul, that definitely was not ejectable, right? Like that's
That
just
was a
a.
makeup call.
I mean, it could have been a little intentional, but it wasn't egregious in any way. So it's like you kicking him out the game for that. Um, Philly fans, thank you, refs.
Yeah,
Now
Philly.
Maxie can shine.
Philly thanked the refs for
That's what
sure.
we need. Because Harden was terrible yesterday.
Yeah, Harden was terrorizing them. Then, I mean, it really ain't help him because Tyrese Maxey started going crazy on him. You know what I'm saying? Started Tyrese.
Going nuts. And what was that? Like 3 days ago, we just talked about this. We said Philly is going to need Maxey to be that main scoring threat going forward in the playoffs and in this series when we all projected that this would be a sweep. And yesterday was a prime example. Maxey has 13 points in the first quarter. He has 2 points combined in the second and third quarter. And Brooklyn is on their neck. And as soon as Maxey gets back going, right, he in the fourth quarter turning up, hitting middies, hitting and ones, step back threes in dude's face, closing the game out. And it's like, all right, now we can't touch Philly. There's nothing we could do with him. And this is what we were saying, bro. Let Maxey hoop.
Let Maxey hoop because Embiid taking the back seat. I don't know. I want Embiid to be more aggressive going forward in the next series because he's gonna have to be. Because I don't think you know what I'm saying.
Yeah,
Shooting. It can be a good night for you or it can be an off night for you. But if Joel Embiid is not scoring his usual 30 and they have an off night shooting, this is gonna cost them in a series when you get to a Boston.
yeah. Mm-hmm. A Boston, a Milwaukee, somebody who's competent, and
Somebody that can
Embiid
shoot
wasn't foul trouble.
just as good as you.
Somebody who could shoot, right? And Embiid's foul trouble didn't help, but it's like I feel like every year in the playoffs, Embiid and Philly is just like starting over from the standpoint of okay, this is what we got to do to beat a double team because Embiid get double teamed every series, every year, and it's like everybody else around him shook, don't know what to do. Insert Maxi. Now we hooping. Now somebody can play some ISO ball. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I feel like, well, they just said Embiid's not playing game 4. Um, he gonna need that rest to get right for the next series. But I feel like they'll probably still take care of business without him. But yeah, they got to figure out how to play when Embiid is getting double teamed. They can't just fall apart every time that happens.
Man, yeah, he definitely need to figure it out because he been taking too many falls for me. I'm gonna get to them not getting to these double teams, getting or working around and figuring out some other way to get him open. Besides, let's just try and force the ball into him, and then we got turnovers, and then the Nets think they in the game, and they getting fast breaks and all this other stuff. Like, let's figure it out. And then, like you said, they restart every year. And the past couple of years, Embiid been like having injuries, or you know what I'm saying? They come in the game. I feel like he come in the
Yeah,
game sometimes just
wearing a face mask.
expecting to win instead of just winning and dominating. Like these are series you just they is up 3-1. They is up 3-0. But I want to see dominance for 4 quarters. Don't let the Nets think they in it for a half. You know what I'm saying? Given they get paid too, but stop letting the
Mm-hmm.
Nets think they in it. Well, now they spirit probably broke, but you know what I'm saying? I want to see a little bit more sense of urgency.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh man, look Kawhi out. Kawhi,
Kawhi out for Game 4 too.
dang, dang. Well, the Clippers is finished.
That just dropped.
That's what I'm looking at right now. Remain out.
Jeez. Yeah. Yep. See ya. Man, we could have had a great series there.
I'm mad they put that game on NBA TV, dog.
And I see why now. I was really upset about it yesterday, but it's like, oh, Kawhi not playing. So who wants to see, Marcus Morris and Russell Westbrook get beat by 40 by the Suns? But Ty Lue said, nah, that's not how this is going. Ty Lue had them boys ready to play, man.
Yeah, we said they was all
They
guys
was
ready.
balling last night. They was at the crib. They shooting. Nobody played defense in that game, but they going bucket for bucket with Phoenix all night.
Very defensive.
They didn't have nobody for Booker. Booker was going crazy, but they was answering. Them boys was balling without Kawhi.
I still got a red flag up for Phoenix, even though they winning in the series right now and Booker playing well. But the depth is scaring me for the Suns. Like Booker playing a lot of minutes. You know what I'm saying? In the first round, and a opponent where like on paper when you just look at the starting lineups, you're like, oh, Suns. You know what I'm saying? Chris Paul, KD, D Book, Suns. But now
Yeah,
since this might help them out, like the injuries, you know what I'm saying? We want to see everybody playing in the series, but it kind of help them now that they could probably dial back their minutes for the next round because the Nuggets is cruising right now.
yeah.
Like ain't even too much to say
The
about that
Nuggets
one.
cruising. I mean, yeah, the Nuggets cruising. They Anthony Edwards is crazy, but let me stick with this before I go on to the next series though. But is Chris Paul finished, man? Like he was terrible, bro.
Yeah, that Cliff.
Dude, it was probably Cliff Paul. Why you talk about Cliff? It was probably Cliff out there. Dog. They're
Definitely
begging
cool.
him to shoot the ball. He puts up more shots than KD last night. Throws up 18 shots. And it's crazy, right? Because this is what we kind of expected this, right? Like Phoenix is not gonna have the depth they had if they're making this KD trade,
They all on the
and
Nets.
they're gonna struggle. But the reason why Chris Paul is, one of the top point guards in NBA history, in my opinion, I think he's top 5 for sure, is because we always knew when it came down to it in a critical situation, Chris was going to be able to get to his spots. He was going to pick his matchup, and he was going to make it work and execute and hit him with the midi, off the pick and roll maestro, high execution. Um, but it's like, where is that now? Now is if KD and Book ain't going for 30 and 40 and 50 apiece, we can't win. So I can't wait for the opportunity to fade the Suns, bro. I can't wait.
Could it possibly be a lingering injury that he's playing through?
They say that every year. It could be, but he
He,
1 for 8. He went 1 for 8 from three.
I'll
What's
tell you the
hurting?
lingering
Talk to
injury.
me. What is it?
He's
hey,
old.
hey, what do
He's
you use the
old.
most when you shooting? Your
He's
legs.
old.
Could be a hamstring.
Oh,
You know them hammies cook.
You in your
You do see,
30s, 82 game season.
cook.
It's age.
yeah,
It's age.
yeah. I got hammy empathy for bro. And the one thing I do always say is like, and once you're at this point of your career, you're in your late 30s, early 40s. I don't feel like you can take away from your legacy. You know what you've done, you've done. I feel like you can only add to it at this point. So we can't really ding him if he ends up being like the goat that not goat GOAT greatest of all time goat, but the goat of the game who cost them a game, or maybe a series later. I don't feel like we could really ding him from a macro view because he ain't in his prime no more, right? Like he's supposed to be a supporting player at this point, which he kind of is, but he's not even doing that very well. But yeah, bro, it's just tough to see, bro, because like Chris, playoff time. That's what we look for. This what we betting on. Mister Double Double for sure.
I'm gonna change gears real quick because we got some news from the
Yep.
NCAA. We got a rule change. They're gonna run the clock after first downs. On a scale of 1 to
Yeah.
10, both of y'all, how much is this gonna affect games in the final moments of games?
10.
Definitely a 10, dude. Like, that's really, like, you know what I'm saying? How everybody say the speed of the game change every level you go. That's really going to separate the guys who are ready to go on to that professional level to the guys who still playing college ball. Just the sense of urgency, paying attention to the sticks, paying attention to the clock, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? All of that is going to change now.
You can't
Like,
throw
it's going
that
to be
ball in the
all,
middle of the field and try and get that first down real
yeah, it's
quick.
all timing based. And I think that might be a little safety rope for the defense because
Oh
they
yeah.
have made it a very offensive game. That's for both college and pros. Like it's a very offensive game, but that's gonna make it a lot better for the defense. So now they can scheme that 2 minute a little bit better. You know what I'm saying? They can worry about protecting the outsides of the field instead of worrying about okay he's gonna come over the middle and I know once he passes the sticks that clock gonna stop. So that might be a big opportunity for both sides of the ball, but I'm thinking that's more of a safety rope for the defense for sure.
Yeah, I feel like it benefits the defense so much, and these guys are really gonna have to, like you said, Caleb, really up and show their level of professionalism, right? Because now these moments, these critical moments, become even more critical. If you look at college football, the majority of teams, especially where we are, Big Ten country, they throw the ball to them tight ends at the late in the game. They need them big targets, them Eric Alls, them Mike Gesicki's. They like them big tight ends over the middle. Stop the clock, get them chains moving. Now that's gonna have to change. Now we're gonna have to see a more West Coast style, more NFL style operation from college teams, and it's just gonna be more of a duty of care, and they're gonna have to pay way more attention to what they're doing later in the games. It does affect it. Do you know why they decided to do this, Melvin?
I do not know. I'm assuming this probably speed up games. That's what I'm assuming, but I'm trying to get some more information on it. But my analysis of this
Yeah.
is this is gonna separate the boys from the men and these fake QB prospects
Hmm.
that come in because the 2 minute drill is everything in NFL. Like these games, it
Yeah.
ain't a lot of blowouts. You know what I'm saying? So you're gonna have to win the games at the end majority of the time, or before the half, sneak some points. All of these things is factors. These teams that like to run the ball, like a Michigan, you know what I'm saying? They might run the ball in the last 2 minutes because they run game so dominant,
Because they'll be
and they'll
up.
be up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Or I'm saying that they'll still run the ball. If you watch that TCU
Yeah.
game, they ain't really, you know what I'm saying? They was still running that rock. But this gonna be a major change. I think it's gonna affect the quarterbacks more than anything
Absolutely.
because it's coming to that decision making, and we know, you know what I'm saying. It takes some time to develop them reads. You can't the middle of the field is gonna be, you know what I'm saying. That's probably you can't throw it there. You're gonna have to throw it outside. So I'm thinking we're gonna see some interceptions going up and all that.
Yeah, and to piggyback off your boys to men comparison, you're gonna have to make some big boy throws now too, right? Like you said, the middle of the field gonna be closed off. Y'all gonna have to really put that ball on a rope outside the numbers, which we see very few quarterbacks do in college. You don't even see it schemed up that much in college, right? Comeback routes, deep out routes. You don't see that stuff as
You
much
want
in
to see some
college, but
hitches?
now
Look
you're
how
gonna have to see it more. Tennessee, yeah, this helps Tennessee out because Tennessee basically ahead of the game. They've been running receiver option for a year now, and Hendon Hooker lit it up in that offense last year, throwing basically all outside the hashes for sure, but basically all outside the numbers. Hitches, goes, skinnies. So we're gonna have to have some big boy arms out here to execute late in games now.
hold on. First change will make it so the game clock will no longer be stopped after first downs unless there's less than 2 minutes to play in a half. The existing rule that was in place that stopped the clock after each first down was game, regardless of when the game occurred. So, mm,
Got some quality issues. Bill, your screen went out on my
my
side.
screen.
Yeah, I gotta go. Little Wi-Fi signal.
Mm, maybe it's because I'm trying to search this at the same time, and I'm streaming this. Hawks up on Boston right now.
Yeah. Hawks up 5. We got 3 minutes left in the fourth. It's a battle out here in ATL.
Let me yeah, hold on. Atlanta trying to sneak one.
Tatum ain't going, bro. Bet the house on Boston right now.
Oh wait, bro. So
Right
less than
now.
2 minutes to play, unless there's 2 minutes left to play and a half. So I guess if under 2 minutes, then the clock's still gonna stop. So all that we said was goofy, basically.
Off or not. Everything we just said. Not every. I
Fuck
mean,
that.
there's still gonna be some 4 minute situations, but it's stopping under two.
Yeah,
If it's yeah, okay, that's straight then. That's not nearly as
it's not
egregious
egregious. It's
as
gonna
what I
make
was
an
thinking.
effect, but like, you know what I'm saying? Them like, you got a minute left and you got to get downfield.
Yeah.
They might as well just made it
Yeah,
so
it's
it never
it's
stopped.
definitely gonna change the pace of the game for sure.
Okay. Yeah. I see. They just trying to cut the fat a little bit. Nice.
Yeah,
Up
Trim the
next, we
fat.
got
I feel it.
the Cardinals. The Cardinals uni change. Yay or nay?
ugly.
Fire.
Hey, the blacks is cool. The blacks is cool. The reds could have been.
You
They
can't
could
go
have
wrong
did
with
something a
black.
little bit better.
The Reds the hardest ones.
What?
The Reds are the hardest ones, bro.
Hey man, I like the black uniforms. Nice, sleek, clean. The reds could have been a little bit more creativeness in there. And then the whites, like, come on, man, that shit just you basically throwing on a white t-shirt and some dickies, some white dickies
Not the Dickies.
from Kmart with some hip pads, some thigh pads on. Like, come on, man. Like, they could have did something else,
So the Dickie era wasn't busting.
The Dickie era
The
was
The
cool.
Dickies is
Dickie off the
back.
polo, off the route.
The Dickies is back, cuz.
The Dickies was busting.
Yeah,
Yeah,
back in
maybe
the
out
winter.
west.
Hey, bro, I approve. I approve of the change because I hated their old uniforms. That big red stripe that went down, and then like the black piping. That was weak. That
Yeah,
was weak. I ain't like it.
the black sleeve on the yeah. No, that was terrible, bro. I like it because it's a new. It's like a real clean, classic design, right?
Yeah,
Like we don't need all the extra stuff, bro. The best uniforms would be the ones that's like simple,
minimal.
plain, and minimal. That's all you need, bro.
Very
And
true.
it's
Very
not
true.
like Arizona gonna be in 5, 6 primetime games this
Never.
year. Um,
True. I would hate to see that.
yeah,
Who
but
else need a uni
I
update?
like them.
I'm voting Carolina. They need an update to that because that ain't it. I ain't rocking with Carolina
Well,
unis.
they switched it up a little bit.
They got good colors. I want to see some love.
Carolina has great colors. They got potential to have some fire
Yeah.
uniforms.
It's time for a little update to that. You know what I'm saying? We seen the Jags do it. We seen the Rams do it. We seen the Chargers give it a little update. You know what I'm saying? For the better. You know what I'm saying?
Even Atlanta.
Atlanta
Gave
gave
an
it a
update.
great update. Let's bring it into the modern. Let's get a little bit more modern with these unis. I know y'all a new team and y'all trying to build some. You know what I'm saying? Certain teams got classic, like the Packers. They got classic uniforms that ain't never gonna change.
Yeah, that ain't gonna change.
But
Yeah, the Niners ain't much
they
they gonna
can't do too
do.
much
You
with that.
know,
Cowboys ain't really
Patriots
gonna see
not
much.
gonna.
The Buccaneers had an update. The
no,
Jets, they did a full update. You know what I'm saying? The Commander boys
just clean.
and the Steelers classic never gonna change. Classic, classic
Yeah,
uniform.
I actually don't like LA's new uniforms though.
The
The
Rams.
Rams.
The Rams are your new
I
uniform
like
stuff.
that navy, man. I like that old school
It is
navy. Now they got this bright royal SoFi techie blue.
But that bright
It's
yellow and
garbage.
that
I ain't
blue
gonna
was
cap.
they when that was the OG. If I'm mistaken, that was the OG colors. That bright blue.
Yeah, but I'm talking
You
that
talking
Marshall
about
Falk
St.
greatest show on
Louis?
turf. Oh,
Yeah, we talking
You
about
talking
yeah,
that.
about the
that's
greatest show on
that's the
turf?
best. That's what I'm talking about. That's the best Rams unis, bro, by far. Not the Eric Dickerson joints they got
Man, I
rocking
was
now.
rocking with the Eric Dickerson joints. I was rocking with them. What about the Jags with the gold fade when they hopped on that college era? Them look like some college unis. Yeah, that,
Hey, I like it. Hey, that was tough.
This is a Duval friendly podcast.
A
We're
little
here to
mustard,
support
little
Duval.
mustard haze, little mustard
I'm
haze
saying
is
it was
clean.
college esque. It was giving me, you know what I'm saying. That looked like a helmet UFC or rock
Yeah,
or UCF. I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm tripping.
Yep, you get it. Hey,
yeah, we know what you're talking about. The
You
Florida
got it
boys,
across.
man.
But yeah, man, the college football. You know what I'm saying. I'm hoping to see some big changes, some big moves, dog. We got the Colorado Buffs
any
selling
prediction
out
on
the spring game.
next year's like top four?
Is y'all
You said
drinking the
what now?
Colorado Dion Prime Kool-Aid?
Hey, prime is prime.
It depends on what's in it. First off, what does that entail? Like them winning the pack? No, that's not gonna happen. But us being college football players, we know how it worked,
Gonna
bro.
take a couple
Like
years.
it's gonna take a few years to really build it how he wanted. And Harbaugh went through the same thing, right? Harbaugh was able to have success early because Michigan already had talent there, but you can see it fell off around like year 3, year 4. It got real dull because they still didn't have the Harbaugh guys in there fully, and he didn't really have his full fingerprint on the program. So it's gonna take Prime a minute to actually, be rocking how he want to rock. So if people are expecting overnight success, especially at a Colorado that's not a stacked school, not a historical school that's gonna have a lot of talent already there, it's not happening.
Colorado is a historical school. What do you mean?
I mean, from the standpoint of, all right, I'm gonna go to Colorado just because of
Okay, yeah, no, we're
the,
not talking about
the
that yet.
lore that goes with
Okay,
Colorado,
well,
right?
what we're not gonna do is compare Jim Harbaugh to prime time
My
Deion
point is,
Sanders.
they're in a similar situation,
It's
but
not. You got to put a comparison of a school that relates to a Colorado, not a school that has the winningest program of all time.
yeah, but did you get what I was saying though? In the fact that it's gonna take Prime a minute to get his guys in there and get his system rolling, just
Hey,
like it took Harbaugh a minute to get his guys in there and get the system rolling. It's not gonna happen
I mean,
overnight.
honestly, Harbaugh already has some guys there at Michigan. You can't say Michigan ain't never have them guys there.
And that's exactly what I said. Why he got lucky early. Why he was able to find success early because they
That's
already
why.
had some talent there. Yes,
So that's
exactly.
why I'm saying you can't compare Big Dog Block Letter M that everybody know across the globe to the Buffs of Colorado.
Yeah,
You
I
can't
think
compare them
Chad
two.
said it. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna take some years for Dion to do it. I'm thinking it'll be great. Don't get me wrong. If he came out there, he made noise, he competing. You know what I'm saying? I definitely think they're gonna compete, but it ain't gonna be what people. It ain't gonna be like the instant Jackson State. You know what I'm saying? Come in.
Yeah,
fully
absolutely not.
dominating. You know what I'm saying? Like these other schools got players too. You know what I'm saying? Uh,
I think I
Yeah,
think
the Big
Utah,
House.
Utah there,
potential to have overnight.
UCLA coming back into prominence. USC is, you know what I'm saying? They look like they ain't had no defense, but you know what I'm saying? They was competing majority of the year. But I still think they can be competitive, but it ain't gonna be what certain people is like. I think people need to like lower their expectations a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Of course, he gonna be confident, and you gonna
Yeah,
I
have
don't think
players
so. I don't think
that's
so.
gonna be coming in, and you know what I'm saying? It's prime. I got faith in prime, but you know what I'm saying? You're gonna have to wait through the process. I think the Michigan comparison, Harbaugh was a quarterback away. If he had a dynamic quarterback, he wasn't coming in with no, you know what I'm saying? He wasn't coming in with a quarterback like how Dion, you know what I'm saying? What he bringing is Louis. He brought in Wilton Spate
yeah.
and the Corn, or O'Corn, whatever his name was.
Jake
Jake
Rudock.
Rudock, you know what I'm
Come
saying?
on now.
Very forgettable. You know what I'm saying? So he had the defense, had the running backs, had the O lines. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like he was a quarterback away, and a quarterback could probably, other than your defense in college football, a quarterback could put you over the top. And
Yep.
JJ,
Yeah, but I agree with that, really. Real quick though, I agree with that because it's like in college football, culture matters just as much as your scheme that you running, right? The mentality that these guys have, all these guys are not going to be able to come from all over the country, all over the world, and get on the same page right away, bro. It's just not going to happen. Prime got to have that influence, and it's going to take time.
He
So
does. He has
people
that.
in the
That's what.
media and like a lot of people who may be casuals, like, oh, Colorado sold out their spring game. I thought they were going to be, 10-win, 11-win team battling for the Pac-12. Well,
He
I don't know
has
why you
that
thought that.
influence. He has that. He like literally. He has that influence. Only reason we didn't see that at Jackson State is because nobody's hopping in the portal just to go to Jackson State. Now that he has that portal at a Power Five school, he has that potential as a coach to speed up that process and get a team like that together.
So you
I
said they,
believe.
so you got high hopes this year.
No, I'm not saying it's not going to be overnight success, but I'm saying Colorado is probably going to fall in the middle of the Pac-12. I believe that.
Yeah, that's fine. But that's what I'm saying. Like
That's
that's
success though.
respectable. That's very respectable to me, right?
Oh, but like what
If they
y'all?
win 6 games, that's respectable. But people who think they about to come win the Pac-12 and battle for the Pac-12, that's
No,
absurd. It's not
I don't
happening.
think that. I'm still a football
Yeah,
player. I know they're not going to win the Pac-12, but I do believe
right.
in overnight success. I think they can bang it out, knock out some tough ones that people didn't think they was going to win already, and fall in the
Absolutely.
middle of the Pac-12. And I think Coach Prime is that coach to do that because now he has the resources with the portal Power Five exposure. Them guys gonna mold together quick. He seemed like that kind of coach. I'll run through the damn wall for him right now. I don't even play for the dude. I don't even know. I don't even know what a morning meeting like. I'll go play for Coach Prime right now.
See, and I think that those expectations are respectable and they're reasonable. I agree with that
all
for
right, I'm gonna
sure.
chime in on this one more time, then we gonna scoot on. So I agree. I agree with Caleb. He has the influence, but he can't play for him. This is my little 2 cents I'm throwing. He can't play for him. So with that being said, I think they're gonna play hard. They're gonna play well, but it's gonna be a matter of chemistry to me, because we've seen it. We've been at schools, we've been in programs where you come in with a class, a special class. You know what I'm saying? It may not be the first year or the second year or the third year, but that class got to be together. Y'all got to go through the winter workouts, them spring balls. You know what I'm saying? Y'all got to be in the calf together. Y'all got to go through a little bit of something together. The stuff that everybody else don't see when they just see, oh, 5-star, 3-star. You know what I'm saying? Portal transfer, Utah transfer, Michigan transfer, he transferred from here. That's what I think don't get enough credit. He gonna have the culture there, but it's gonna have to be the players gonna have to mesh well together, and that's what I'm gonna leave you with. But
Hmm.
for the next thing, while we on this college football topic, give me all Heisman, give me all Heisman. Way too early predictions.
I already know who Caleb going with. Go ahead and say it, Caleb.
That guy, Caleb Williams out of USC. You already know that's who I'm rocking with through and through. Lock me in, FanDuel, MGM, BetUS, Bovada, whatever you name it. Caleb Williams going back to back Heisman, getting drafted number one, maybe number two overall next year in the draft to some bum team. Who knows who it's going to be? But he might even be Miami, honestly. But I don't think Miami gonna be high up on the draft board to grab him that early. But Caleb Williams, Heisman winner. I don't see nobody else beating him out unless USC's defense doesn't. You know what I'm saying? Unless USC defense like plays lights out. I see Caleb Williams at least having an average of 4 to 5 touchdowns a game. Easily.
Yep. So I don't want to go chalk, right? I don't want to say Caleb as well. So I mean, I'm gonna take a ringer here, right? I'm gonna take a step out into the deep end and bet on patterns that we've seen happen historically. So besides saying whoever's playing quarterback at Ohio State, which would be a good option, I'm gonna go with Jaden Daniels, LSU starting quarterback, just because it's going to be his second year with Brian Kelly. Brian Kelly has been going nuts in the recruiting, in the transfer portal, all that, and we see LSU pop up in waves, right? LSU will be top dog in the SEC for a year or two at a time, and then fall off. But that talent ain't never completely gone, right? Like Coach Orgeron kind of lost the grip of the locker room, and we seen it on the field. But with Brian Kelly being fresh there, getting some more of his guys in there, getting his scheme more familiar, I feel like the SEC's up for grabs. I don't think. I mean, Georgia's gonna be Georgia, and Bama's gonna be Bama, but LSU is the school that can show up and bang with them boys any given year. You never know when it's gonna happen. So I'm gonna bet on this year being that year for LSU. Jaden Daniels, lock it in.
Without further ado,
I'm gonna agree with you on that. That's a nice pick. But Caleb Williams my lock, but I agree with what you said. LSU might be sneaky
Yeah,
next year.
Caleb is my one too, by the way. But if not, Jaden, yeah.
I think LSU may have national championship potential, but I don't think Jaden Williams gonna be a Heisman QB that's gonna give him that potential. I think it's gonna be a whole team effort, honestly, like it
Yeah,
was last year.
that defense gonna have to show up. I mean, they got Harold Perkins over there on that defense, probably the best defensive player in the country. So if they could build up, they gonna get DBs in there. That's not an issue. So yeah, LSU, man, hey, they might be a sleepy natty candidate to take with a little preseason line, a little sprinkle, a little plus 800. I don't know what the line is, but that's a good candidate.
for me, I think conferences and the timing is everything in a Heisman race. And the way the conferences is set up, I'm taking the QB out of Florida State, Jordan Travis. Now, if y'all watch Florida State ball, he got the Houdini.
Mm-hmm.
He
Yep.
got special when I'm turning on the tape, and he got a weapon. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to call him a Robin because the boy's 6'7" and he unguardable. Johnny Wilson, who could be a
Yep.
Heisman candidate in his own
Yep.
right. So I'm gonna step way out of bounds and go to Florida State because I think the ACC is wide open. Clemson, you know what I'm saying? They still gonna be there, but I think Florida State can knock off Clemson and they can make some noise in the national headlines and the national spotlight. He's special. He coming back. You know what I'm saying? He a senior. We've seen how older quarterbacks do. You know what I'm saying? I think bro can ball. If you cut on the tape, bro is special. When I see him, I see Heisman. This could be a Heisman winner. You know what I'm saying? He could do everything these other quarterbacks can do, but I think you know what I'm saying. His conference is more open than these other QBs. And the one or two losses can make or break your Heisman race.
That's all it takes.
Hey, that's a good one, Melly. I ain't gonna lie to you. And I say that because The ACC ain't had a Heisman winning QB in a minute. What, since Lamar?
Did
Or was it Trevor
Trevor,
Lawrence? You remember
Trevor
Trevor
win one?
Lawrence? Okay, so Trevor Lawrence was the last Heisman out of the ACC, and I would say Jordan Travis is a great one, but that also makes me think, hey, maybe we might want to put the QB that transferred from Clemson into that picture too, possibly banging it out at Oregon State out there. I don't know. Maybe we might actually see the potential in his arm.
You talk about Oogie Badoogie?
Oogie Badoogie, man. Hey, that could be a good one because I feel like he had the potential to be a Heisman candidate out of the ACC too, if he would have
Yeah,
stayed with Clemson. But it looks like that Dabo Sweeney train is running out of fuel. I don't know if
they do.
Clemson gonna be able to make a comeback like they did in the past years when they had Deshaun Watson, and then after they bounced Deshaun Watson, they went to Trevor Lawrence. I don't think they're gonna be able to have that type of comeback. I don't think they're getting that type of talent in there no more.
Yeah. One thing I say about DJ though is I don't know if Oregon State gonna be able to win enough games. That's really what it come down to for me. Like this is kind of his Spencer Rattler moment where he's about to go to a school, right? That it's not as high profile, right? Going from Oklahoma to South Carolina is obviously a step down, right? You go into the SEC, you playing better comp, but Oklahoma was in the playoffs every year. They was having a Heisman quarterback every year, right? So he took a step down. DJ's taking a step down. This could be his, all right, let me show the NFL scouts that I can play quarterback at a high level, despite what y'all saw at Clemson. So I don't know. I can't say that it'll be a Heisman year for him, but it could be a good growing year for him, good spot for him.
Hey,
Stand
who's
up.
winning the throwing contest? DJ Uga or Joe Milton?
Ooh, Joseph,
Who winning the throwing
give
contest?
me Joe.
They both got a cannon.
Yeah,
They both, hey,
give me Joe. Give me
for real,
Joe. Give
It
me
just
old
looked too
Joe.
easy. It looked too easy.
Joe Milton.
It looked way too
It's
easy for
effortless.
him, bro. I gotta go with Joe.
All right, before we get out of here, since we gave NBA predictions the last episode, give me your way too early Super Bowl winner, and then I'm gonna get us up out of here.
Hey, hold on. I got something. I got something too. After we can do this after the NFL segment. It's gonna probably take 5 to 10 minutes, but I'm gonna need y'all boys' input. So, go ahead, Caleb.
You saying Super Bowl champion, like world champ, or can I just do a
World
matchup that I
champ,
think may
all for
happen
all the
that you may place
marbles.
a bet on? For all the marbles, oof. Um, what year is it for the presidency? Is this Joe Biden last year?
20. He got
I gotta know. Is it the
20,
last year?
he got lucky. He got lucky
Yes, it is.
2024.
It is. Okay, so
2024,
no, Joe Biden last year. Yeah, so his last year coming up. Okay,
24.
so I'm thinking that it's gonna be another AFC team to win the Super Bowl this year. I don't know if it's gonna be the Chiefs, but I'm thinking possibly like the Chiefs or maybe the Bengals. I don't know. I don't know. That's tough though.
The Bengals, I'm expecting them to take a step back this year.
You think so?
I do.
I think they got better. I don't think they got worse. I think they got better.
All right.
I mean, Joe Burrow is at a different frequency right now, but so is Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah, I'm not fading
So
Mahomes that way.
yeah, I see that. That's tough. I think it's gonna be an AFC team between the Bengals and the Chiefs. I'm just gonna say Bengals, just because we all know that Mahomes, ain't nobody beating Mahomes when it comes to the playoffs. But I'm gonna say Chiefs for right now. Then we can spin this black back later in the season, and we
Mhm.
gonna see. But I'm gonna say the Bengals coming out the AFC to win that championship, and then when we switch over, because I ain't never seen that pattern about like the president and like the which democracy is in house and what AFC NFC teams win and things like that.
No
I ain't never
sir.
seen
Ah,
that, bro. That's crazy. That's
no.
crazy. That's so funny. Yeah, bro. It's like it's like the last 2 years of each president's presidency. So like, wasn't like Trump last 2 years. It was like it was Tom, and then It was Tom Brady, and then and then it was the Rams, right? When was the
Yep.
last? That was like Trump's last 2 years, and then now I think this Biden last 2 years. So it's gonna be Mahomes, and it could be Mahomes again, or it's gonna be Mahomes, or I mean, it's gonna be a different AFC team. I'm following that trend, bro, because I think it's funny.
Run it. Shoot. Uh, it would be boring to say Chiefs. I want to say Chiefs. They got the best player, probably the best coach. But I'm not gonna say Chiefs. That's too easy. It's gonna make somebody on the pod happy, and it's gonna hurt me to
Buffalo.
say it. I think it's a Niners year, bro. I think the Gold Diggers get it done this year. Um, at this point, they're basically drafting for whatever, bro, because they just got Hargrave from Philly, the interior D lineman, right? Like, it's just an embarrassment of riches over there, bro, and it's not fair. It's not fair, man. It's not fair. So if y'all figure out the quarterback position, shoot, even if y'all halfway figure it out, I think San Fran get it done.
I think you know what I'm saying. From last year, they kind of with the what's the boy name from USC, the redhead boy, got drafted to the. He was in Carolina. He was in Carolina
Darnold,
last year. Yeah, Sam
yeah,
Darnold.
Sam
I
Darnold.
was about to say Andy Dalton, but I was like, I knew it was something with a D. But yeah, so I feel like that's just a security blanket because now you got Brock Purdy, you got Trey Lance. We didn't really get a chance to see what Trey Lance was, but you know what I'm saying. You beat me to it because I was gonna say the way they conference set up, Seattle's on the upswing, but I don't think you know what I'm saying. I don't think their defense is just gonna match up. They might make some strides. You never know with Pete Carroll, but the Rams, the Rams leverage their future. The Cardinals ain't got it figured out. You know what I'm saying? And then, you know, we just got to be healthy at the quarterback position, and then we can make a run because I feel like we've been right there too many times. So I feel like they might. Yeah, it is
Yeah.
boring to say the Chiefs, but we probably gonna see the Chiefs or the Bengals in the Super Bowl, and that's my prediction: is the
Hey,
49ers finally get it done.
riddle me this though. I've been hearing that D'Amico Ryans might want to bring Trey Lance over there with him in Houston and go grab Will Anderson or somebody else for defense with the early pick in the draft. How would you feel about that as a San Fran fan? Like, do you still want to see Trey get his chance to start, or are you Purdy mania? Like, let him rock and roll.
I think Purdy is the safe choice. He's the point guard. The offense, the way they run it, is a very quarterback friendly. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna put everything around you. All you have to do is not make a mistake. But Trey Lance, we seen from the Shanahans, they like mobile quarterbacks. They like dynamic quarterbacks, big arm. You know what I'm saying? That's what they want to go for. But most of the
Yeah,
time, you know what I'm saying. You get in there with a guy you know, he's not gonna make, he's not gonna lose you the game, but he's not gonna do anything crazy. And I think I'm gonna give Brock Purdy his props. In times where they thought he was going like shy away or you know dwindle or fall off, they were just waiting for him to mess up. It seemed like he executed. So that's what you want to
yeah,
see. You know what I'm saying? That's what you want to see. But he unfortunately the Eagles game, you know, that's a freak.
That elbow,
That's just
man.
that's just
yeah,
unfortunate. So
He got
I
that
do
elbow.
I do want to
Yeah.
see Trey. You know, Trey didn't really get a shot. We don't know what he is, but it's hard when you see Purdy doing it. You know what I'm saying? You want to see your quarterback be mistake free. That's what you want to see, mistake free football. But you also got to have somebody who can
yep,
throw the ball down the field because you're going to need that in big games, like a Mahomes who can win you a game with his arm alone. He's never out of the game. And I don't know if Purdy is the type of
yeah.
quarterback that can bring you back from down 20.
I don't think so.
And that's a great thing about the Shanahan system is hopefully you won't need them to, right? Because they run the ball so well, they play good defense, and Purdy, I mean he'll push it, right? But it's like he got to get that green light first. He got to earn that, and once he earned that, I feel like he'll be straight for y'all too. So I don't mind y'all getting rid of Trey Lance. I do still hold out hope for Trey Lance though. I think he'll be good. I don't know if Houston's a great place for him to go, but I did hear that D'Amico may want to put in a trade for him and get him over there in Houston rocking.
Hey, anything is better than what Trey Lance is better than the whole depth chart over there in Houston. There.
Absolutely.
Whole QB depth chart, Trey Lance. I'd take Trey Lance and have no backup QBs. I'll just take it. Just because it's better than what they got. I'm sorry. Sorry, Davis. Who else is over there that I know from Madden?
Driscoll.
Jeff Driscoll. That's a Michigan State dog right there. Sorry to you. But Trey Lance is better than that whole entire QB depth chart. Even injured in a boot. I'll take Trey Lance in a boot. Give me him. You know what I mean?
Broken leg Trey.
Yep.
But hey, you got something else, Chaz?
All right, bro. So, one of our favorite things to do, we can knock this out in 5 minutes real quick. One of our favorite things to do when we chilling, hanging out, right, is to play start one, bench one, cut one, right? It makes for the best arguments, best debates. What up, Book?
We got big dog.
Tell Booker to hop on.
Hey.
We need Big Dog in here for this while we at it. All right. So, if you don't know the rules, you start the best player, you bench the second best player, you cut the dude who you don't even want to entertain.
Let's get it.
In the NBA playoffs, there's one school, one bluegrass, blue blood that got players on every roster, right? Do you know what school that is, Melly?
Repeat that again.
Take a guess. You can't get it wrong. All right. There's one school, one college, who got players on almost every single playoff roster and play-in roster, who's in the NBA playoffs right now. Who is it?
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Kentucky.
Kentucky. All right, so I just sent y'all this. I texted it to y'all. So we're going to start 3, bench 1, cut 1, because this talent, I looked at the pool and I'm like, bro, this is insane. So I'm going to list the names for the listeners.
Can we go by position
Nope.
group?
Nope.
Why
We're going. No, we in the playoffs, bro. We trying to win a chip. So let me list off the names for the listeners. Real quick. We got Anthony Davis, De'Aaron Fox, Jamal Murray, Devin Booker, Julius Randle, Bam Adebayo, Karl Anthony Towns, my boy Shea Gilgeous-Alexander, Malik Monk, Tyrese Mad Max Maxey going crazy. Then we got Hero, Quickly, Lyles, Vanderbilt. I just felt like they had to be named because a lot of them are balling. But I'm going to go first. I'm starting A-Dave for sure. I'm starting Jamal Murray. That's a sleeper for me. He got to start for me. I'm sorry. I just think he probably got the highest highs. And then I got to start Shea Gilgeous-Alexander, bro. Them the 3 I'm starting. I'm starting A-Dave, Jamal, and Shea. I'm benching Book just because that light skin went all the way to the chip, 2 years ago. He just dropped 48 last night. It would be disrespectful to do it any other way. And that leaves me with the clutch player of the year, De'Aaron Fox, getting cut.
Okay. Are we going
Right.
off of this year's performances?
Yeah, right now.
Okay.
You need to win a chip.
You want to go, Melly? Who you want to go ahead, Melly? Go
Right,
ahead.
so off rip, we starting Anthony Davis because we, you know what I'm saying. He already
Got to.
defense, offense. He can win. You know what I'm saying. He was a performer in the playoffs when they won a championship. So off rip.
Yeah, he the only one that won a
Give me
chip, by the
D-Book,
way.
Grand Rapids boy, off rip. I need consistent scoring. He gonna play defense. He's been there as well. He can play 38 minutes for me. But instead of Shea, because you know what I'm saying, he went crazy this year. He went crazy. Props to bro. I gotta bench Jamal Murray. I need him on the roster.
Yep. Got to.
And then, my last one in is De'Aaron Fox.
So you cutting
I'm
Fox?
cutting Fox. It kind of seemed redundant, but if I had to,
Yeah.
if he was the last person in, or Carl Anthony Towns. Matter of fact, Carl Anthony Towns. X Fox for Carl Anthony Towns because I need another big.
Okay. Who was you starting again? Run that back.
Anthony
Hey,
Davis,
Dave.
Devin Booker, and
Yeah. Them the only two I got.
Maul. Those three starters, right?
Okay. Yep. Yep. Gotcha. Hey, what we might do is put these on the Insta.
Yeah,
Let the listeners vote on it. Tell us who won. Go ahead, Caleb.
yeah. So I mean, I think the obvious starter was A Dave, no without a
Yep.
doubt. Can do everything. So an obvious starter, A Dave. My next starter is probably gonna be De'Aaron. I'm gonna
I
take
respect it.
De'Aaron. Yep. And my other starter is going to be D Book.
Yeah.
Yep. And who I'm benching? I'm a bench Julius Randle.
I knew you was gonna do that, bro. I said I guarantee you, Julius Randle makes one of Caleb's 5 slots. I guarantee it.
I really.
I'm a bench Julius Randle.
He the
And,
lefty. He the left. He like a big Harden, bro.
yeah.
He the 6'9"
And
Harden
I mean, based off of
at
the
his best.
list, if we had to be real, just based off of the list, if I had to cut anybody, then I'm probably gonna cut like Trey Lyles or
No,
Van.
no. Okay, so the cut is somebody who was good enough to get a
Okay.
tryout with you, right?
Oh.
Somebody who you
Ooh.
at least entertained and flew out to the facility type deal.
Okay, then yeah, no, that's gonna. I'm cutting. I'm cutting Cat then
Okay,
because that big was. It was gonna be. I like my front court, so
yeah,
hey, it was gonna be between Jew and Cat. I'm cutting Cat, man.
yeah.
Cat sweet compared to Julius Randle. I'm sorry.
If
Give
it
me
was a
Julius
matter, if
over
it was a
Cat too
matter of
for sure.
having, like, Cat is my last person that I could draft in this, he would be it. Him and AD, I feel like
Yeah,
similar skill sets, but AD has had
It, it,
he's had a better setup NBA wise as far as teams and rosters.
it's night and difference between Cat and AD for sure. I think
yeah,
Cat has a different bag, but it's a night and day difference on
yeah.
both sides of the ball. When AD wants to score, he will score. When Cat wants to score, it might not be every time.
It
He
might be a
got
charge,
yeah.
like it might be a little
I seen
sloppy,
some
a little.
crazy work from Cat, man. I seen some crazy work.
I have too, but I also seen him drop 12
Fact.
points in a playoff
That's a
game
fact.
2 nights ago and cry the entire time and just sit
And that's
there
why
and
he was on
cry,
the
bro.
cusp.
It was
That's
so
why he
annoying.
was on the cusp of
AD only
being
had
started.
like 13 the other night too.
I
First
mean,
game,
being
wasn't
cut.
it?
He was on the cusp of being cut, but De'Aaron Fox was my last cut.
Yeah, D Fox had to be mentioned for sure.
I got to take him. I had to take him as a starter because I mean, he had that what is
That's
that
a
an
official
official
award.
award? The clutch player of the year?
Yeah,
Yeah. I got to take that, bro. If we just going off of what he did this year, then yeah, absolutely, I'm taking De'Aaron Fox.
but I had to take Jamal over him, right? Because what I've seen Jamal do in the playoffs, like just think about like in the bubble when he given who was it, LA
You
50.
going off of this year though? You going back? I'm going off
Yeah,
of
I know,
what he
but I
doing.
still think Jamal's that guy, right? I still think he that player. He just had 40 last night. I
Let's get
still think
back
he's
into
that.
all in the comments. Make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe. Listen to it while you at work. Listen to it on the way to work. I know y'all be in traffic. You know what I'm saying? You ain't doing nothing no way. Tap in with us. Listen. Share it. Share it with your brother, with your uncle, with your sister, your granny, your auntie, all that. It don't cost you nothing to like. It don't cost you nothing to subscribe. Support the channel, man. I love all y'all who have subscribed already and liked the video. Keep supporting. We love y'all. Without further ado, I'm going to get us up out of here.
Appreciate y'all. It's been a pleasure.